Howdy, 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 everybody, and welcome to the BSR MX5 Money Cup here at Snetterton 300 Racing Circuit. I am Austin, and I am joined by the wonderful and fabulous Marco Bravo-Nera. Marco, how are you doing today?
Doing fine. Hello, everyone. Hello, Austin. And so glad to be here for this 8th round of the season, which means that we are entering in the final portion of the season that has really has gone by very quickly. We are in one of Britain's most popular racetracks, Snetterton, and this is the 300 layout, like you were saying. So it is going to be a very interesting race, a flat racetrack with a lot of corners where it seems like you have a passing opportunity, but in reality you don't have it. And so we are going to see a lot of jostling for position, I think, and that chicane there under the bridge. So tricky, one of the world weirdest chicanes you can find.
Yeah, we did a few laps before in practice, and I was just taking notes of some tricky corners here. And yeah, not a lot of overtaking possibilities, but great racing is going to be had in this tight corner as we're just watching Kellyman just come across the line right now, and a lot of things. And there's somebody that might seem familiar to some of y'all. In third place, it's Tyler Barrel Roll Maxton. He signed into he got signed to Fury Sport Academy after last race. He pressed them after hopping into quote just for fun. Now he's taking it serious now that he's signed it. So no more barrel rolls for Tyler Maxton.
Yeah, we thought he was not racing because he said that he was didn't own this particular racetrack, so apparently he changed his mind and opened the wallet to race. And always nice, especially because this week we are missing a couple of drivers. Especially we can talk about Edward May that has withdrawn for the championship because he told us last week during the post-race interviews he was going to jump into the World GT, which you can follow right now if you want. I suggest you watch both races, of course.
Watch during the break.
Exactly, on the area. That is an endurance race, so you can watch it, during the breaks of this one. It's going to be a long one. Produced by Apex Racing TV on the iRacing Esports Network. Also, Yaroslav Sebila will miss a few rounds, so these are the changes we have for tonight, and we wish, of course, Edward the best of luck in World GT, of course. This championship is really proving to be, his mission, which was to, create new talents, introduce new drivers to the world of league racing, competitive racing. And speaking of which, we are about to end the qualifying. All the drivers that are running around are doing so, for a parade lap of sorts. I think no one is actually pushing. Let's see, Max Wright coming home, and that is not going to be, of course, a valid lap.
Yeah, such that he's on his out lap for me.
Yeah.
As he comes across the line, and I believe we are over. Yes, we are.
Just waiting for the session to switch over, which should happen very soon. It's a deceptively long lap around here, more than 2 minutes and 5. So we are going to see, I think, a lot of, some very, lap-wise, some very short races. Here we go with the starting grid for race 1.
Yeah, it's a rolling start, but your starting grid. Carl Hardy starts on pole for Result Clothing. Followed right next to him is Carl Jacquelet. Tyler Barrel Maxton in third. Ben Sharp, Max Wright, Martin Sampson, Scott Malcolm, Charles Kellyman, Craig Jones, Dale Benison, Russell Davis, Neil LeFleury, Privateer, John Moore, McBarry, Mark Westwood, Steve Hansford, Dale Appleton, Alan Tude, Kip Stevens, Matthew Emery, Wouter van Essen, Andy Maxwell, David Ayers, Max Moray, Jack Ashton, and Christian Brown starting in 26. And I was surprised that we had 26 cars on this grid. Our tower can't even fit them all, but as the rolling start comes away, they're coming up to Murray's Corner. And Murray's Corner after Bombshell and Korama turn, which is this which is probably the crowning part of this circuit, this long right-hander, it's a momentum killer, but it's going to set you up for one massive move up the inside or around the outside into Murray's, which is this tight right-hander. But yeah, this long right-hander takes forever.
Yeah, absolutely. Pace car taking the hard right into the pits. Pole position is on the inside. Carlardi is going.
Yeah, he went. He's holding up right now. The lights have not come on. I think he's awaiting a jump start, but the green lights are on, and away they go here at Snetterton.
A clumsy start. I think someone was very, very slow there. I think maybe it was Max Wright or someone. I see drivers dropping several positions. I think the driver in third or fifth position, one of them, really, really slow to get away.
Yeah, it looked like one of the third row drivers held up as they're going side by side into turn one. Now coming up into the hairpin. I'm looking at a completely different part of the track. That's my bad. Coming out of turn three, heading into turn four right now. Order's staying pretty much the same. Tyler Maxson has dropped one place out of that start. Onto the brakes they go. There's a car off the track. That is, oh, there's a car spun around. Steve Hansford.
Yeah, mistake. And also I think maybe involved with something with Craig Jones. Let's see the replay. Craig Jones is the car, yellow car. Little bit of contact between the two of them as they were running in towards Agostini. And here we go.
Oh. So that's what we saw. We saw Craig Jones rejoining the track, and he's unfortunately hooked Hansford right there. So Carl Jacqueline leads Carl Hardy. The Carls are leading him out. Ben Sharp right behind him, followed by Tyler Maxson.
Look at that, the way they are fighting.
Well, they're drafting, but oh my goodness, they're going all over the place.
Oh, massive wreck for Russell Davies with a new livery today. And straight into the wall. At the same time, Ben Sharp going past Carlardi for second place.
Out of bombshell, great move by Ben Sharp, setting up already through this long right-hander into Murray's corner. Let's see if Tyler Maxson flips up this sausage curve right here. Okay, no one's really clipped it. Tyler's fallen back a little bit, and here comes Kellyman on the back of Maxson. Let's see if Kellyman could take the newly signed Fury Sim Sport Academy driver. On board Kellyman, if you didn't know that name right there. Had a little bit of look coming up into turn one, but turn one is such a fast right-hander that you really don't have that much to move to go into the braking zone, but into this hairpin, you do have a lot of move to go for, but it's so tight coming into here that there's really no luck trying to go for a move in the first sector of this track.
Alan Toon with some gardening in the runoff area as they head into Wilson. Great save, by the way, because he was able to... It's not easy when you go wide there to put it... because there is no wall. You could go on and on and on until you fall off the edge of the wall, basically, and get towed back to the pits. As we see Moore, Jones in this fight for 11th place. Jones trying to come back after that, getting together with
looks like he's got
Steve
a lot
Hansford.
of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a lot of damage on his front left-hander. Front left quarter panel, so I'm not sure where he got all that damage from.
Yeah, the contacts seem to be minimal. One of those contacts you just, tap your opponent there, and at such speeds it's very easy to cause a crash. But yeah, you are right. He was also very, very slow on the straight in the previous lap, if you remember, when he was side by side. Now he's trying to get past Mark Westwood.
Craig Jones down the Bentley straight, going side by side, and Craig Jones makes it underneath the bridge. And this is the real braking zone. It's very deceptive. The braking zone is not that first turn; it's the second turn. It threw me for a loop for a few times, but after a while, you'll kind of master it. But heading into that turn is very dicey. But your front three, Jacqueline, Sharp, and Hardy, come through Murray's one more time for another lap around the 300 circuit layout. Maxson has fallen away from this group, and we got really 2 groups of 3 leading out this race. Oh, John Morris spun it at the exit of Murray's.
Let's get very quickly a replay for you. You can see he was already having some damage, sporting some damage on the front left, loss of traction there. Yeah, and lucky for him, he didn't touch the wall there. Back to the fight here at the front. And see, very, very close between the top 3 with Maxon and Kellyman. And I would say also Scott Malcolm, a winner last week in, well, on the podium in all 3 races, we should say. Always there in the hunt for the race victory.
Yeah, Scott Malcolm, Grand Slam of podiums last week, first, second, and third. He knew where to go by the end of the 3rd race, so he had a great race last time, and he's looking to make that 2 weekends in a row, sitting at the back of this battle, waiting for something to go down. But Carl Jacqueline comfortably in the lead. Real battles for second right now between Hardy and Sharp. So they head through Williams right now and on to the Bentley straight. Looks like Carl Hardy might try something on the Fury Synsport driver. They're in similar color schemes, but not similar sponsors, as here comes Hardy. Is he going to make a move up onto the inside or into the braking zone? No, he's too far back, but he's certainly closed that gap up.
Yeah, and Maxon is, and like we said, Kellyman and Malcolm, for that matter, they are still, they're very, very close, as Mick Barry goes a bit wide, so does Westwood, something that we are going to see a lot, I think, tonight. Drivers going wide, because like you were saying, deceptively tough, that chicane there, as now Jones is in the top 10 now, P9, and trying to go past.
LaFleur, he's...
Ooh.
Oh, LaFleur digging it up all in the mud, kicking the dirt, making it look like a dirt track around that right-hander, but LaFleur under pressure by Jones. Jones had a better exit out of Murray's, and they're going to go side-by-side headed into turn 1. Jones around the outside, LaFleur up into the inside, and I think they're still going to be side-by-side headed into turn 1. This might get dicey.
Yeah, there's a big, big dip on the inside there, and you see LaFleur hitting that dip squarely with his car. Nice car control there, but now, of course, Craig Jones will look to pull away, but great debut so far for driver number 11. He is, in the top 10 in his very first race, as there at the front for a second. Jacolette and Sharp were super close, I think, when they were heading for the hairpin, but Jacolette has been able to... Oh, did I commentator curse him? I did. Mistake for Neil LaFleur, and is down into P11. Mistake. Wow. I sincerely apologize. I mean, this is a proper commentator's curse.
Yeah, I just went wide. Tried to carry too much speed. Yeah, that corner is very deceptive, as well as most of this track is very flat, but LaFleur on the attack again, up the inside of Stevens. And he's already got Westwood back as well, so commentator's curse or not, he's recovered that well.
Yeah, and he's battling with a pro driver in Stevens, so certainly not an easy driver to stay close to, a very quick driver, as Jacolette is wide at the chicane.
He's rejoined the track safely, but Ben Sharp now takes the lead, coming up into Bombshell.
I love the way you say it.
Fun thing about Bombshell is a bump in the floor, but here comes Carl Hardy up to the inside, trying to take it on Carl Jacqueline. 2 Carls fighting each other. And here comes Tyler Maxon joining the group as well. Tyler Maxon looks like he almost comes into contact with Carl Hardy right there. Maxon up around the outside as they go down center straight. Looks like he was going to have enough speed to come out of Murray's and jump into 3rd place. Tyler Maxon dancing on the back end of Carl Hardy, as Ben Sharp and Carl Jacqueline are battling out side by side, headed into turn late. Is this lap 1? Because it looks like lap 1 right now.
Yeah, side by side, the first 4 cars, but nothing changing there for the time being, even though we have a slow car there. Here we go on the inside. Hardy, Jacolette, Maxon splitting the 2 of them. Oh, there's a massive contact. And drivers trying to escape left and right. Carl Jacolette is still in the lead.
I don't have to see a replay of this, but I think that might have been Maxon's fault.
Yeah.
I think he may have cue-balled
I think you
cue
are right.
balled the other car into him, so we may need to get a replay up with that.
Replay that is coming very, very soon. From the
So
chopper.
looking ahead of Tyler Maxson, he goes down. Well, looked like he was going down. Now he's going down, and yeah, that's Tyler. It's hard to put the blame on that. Because I saw the contact, which is what jumped it in there, but that move was very ambitious up the inside. Stewart's definitely going to have a look at that if they decide that that is penalizable, but I don't think that will be much to blame on Tyler Maxson or the other drivers involved. But very unfortunate for Carl Jacqueline.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate. This robs us of a fight for the race lead, but now Scott Malcolm and Charles Kellyman, as they head into the chicane, with Malcolm looking for a fourth straight podium. By the way, we also see.
Ooh, nice inside move by Emery.
Yeah, very nice move from Emery on Le Fleury, and he pushes the newcomer into 11th place. We have at the moment 18 cars running, so we lost quite a bit of them. 3 Westwood, Appleton and Hansford, with other drivers of course trying to make a comeback after their crashes.
Ooh, LaFleury up into the grasses. There's a move up for 9th. It's Emery and Barry, and up behind him, that looks like Essen making a move on Benson.
Dale Benison had a mistake earlier, and he dropped quite a few positions, so he's on his way up. But now, of course, the pro drivers are coming through. Stevens is in 8th, like you said earlier. In 13th, we have Futter van Essen, and now some hard contact.
Oh,
wow.
That's Benison. I'm sorry. LaFleur went wide, and Benison comes into the side. We see LaFleur go up into the inside. Absolutely takes out that side. Hey, I think he's lost control of his car. Something's disconnected. Because that car's just going straight on right now, but he's regained control. But that was very disastrous after going wide right there. So comes wide and then oversteers the car into there and just gets a big slam into the side by Benison.
Maybe we can have a bigger picture from this, longer shot. I think he went very, very deep into the hairpin. Look how much he's rotating his wheel.
That was 2 full rotations?
Yeah, and a big hit and suspension damage.
Oh yeah, definite suspension damage right there. He's pulling the car to the moon right now as he's making his way through Bombshell, and cars coming all around him right now, and he's gonna have to try to make his way back through the other half of this lap. Very, very big shame for LaFleur, but don't worry, he has other races coming up.
Absolutely. So let's see. Charles Kellyman here, still defending from Scott Malcolm. By the way, here we go with Carl Jacquelet, which I think should get the white flag this time around. It's going to be close, but I think it's going to be the white flag.
It's going to be separated by 8 seconds. It's going to be close. Tyler Maxson in 2nd place. He's following him closely, but the real fight is between Scott Malcolm and Charles Kellyman right there. Just got their first names confused. That's something that's not new with me. But battle for 3rd is alive. Can Malcolm keep the podium streak alive? Or will Charles Kellyman take 3rd place for him? A little bit off-track excursion for Ben Sharp right there. Kicking up a lot of dirt, but nothing really seems to be affecting him. He's just in his own lane, and he's just going to take a easy 5th place if nothing happens in front of him. So they're all fly through Hamilton. Another off-track excursion. I think that was Kip Stevens or Craig Jones.
So, final lap probably for Carja Colette, as he is on the backstretch for the final time, and he is certainly enjoying his time there at the front. Everyone behind him got involved in some sort of a mess, but he kept it cool, and he is looking to a very nice way to open his account for the evening with a nice race win.
Yeah, it looked a bit dicey at first and throughout the race, but he's been at the top. He's been driving a wonderful race. And one more turn to come into, and that is Murray's Corner. And here he goes. Down the center straight we go. And ladies and gentlemen, your first winner of the BSR MX5 Cup here at Snetterton, it's going to be Carl Jacquelet. With Tyler Maxson taking his second podium in the series. Once again, at second, followed by Kellyman, and Scott Malcolm does it. His podium streak is over. Craig Jones comes around. Here's Emery coming up in 8th. Wouter van Essen, I believe I'm surprised he actually came across the line, but Barry comes in 10th, followed by Benison and Wright. And LaFleur, I don't think he did go into the pits. Okay.
Yeah, so he's doing good. He's looking to stay on the lead lap, which he will do so, and therefore he will be eligible for the reverse grid. So will Dean Appleton. Just crossed the line, and I think also Mark Westwood, who sadly is glitching in and out, but it should be okay, as Giacoletti is celebrating by going wide. I mean,
Yeah,
there's a lot of places to do, your burnouts here, especially in the grass.
Burnouts, spin-outs, mowing, collecting crops, but Carl Jacquelet's definitely happy about that. He's drifting the car around this long right-hander, and yeah, I think that deserves just a long, nice shot of him, and he's going to be very happy about that. Carl Jacquelet wins in race 1 here at Snetterton.
We are still waiting for the results to become available to us, so whilst we enjoy this slow motion replay of the race 1 winner, we keep waiting and waiting and waiting, and hopefully we can get the results to you as soon as possible. What are we waiting for?
LaFleur.
Oh, you are right. He's coming home. Should cross the line right now.
3, 2, 1. Now we'll have the grid.
Yes, I mean, you are on point. So here we go with the race results for race 1.
Taking the win today, taking the win for round 1, it's Carl Jacquelet, followed by Tyler Barrel Maxson in 2nd place. He's followed by Charles Kellerman completing the podium. Scott Malcolm right behind, Ben Sharp, Carl Hardy, Craig Jones, Matthew Emery, Wouter van Essen, Mick Berry, Dale Benison, Max Wright, Andy Maxwell, John Moore, Alan Toon, Martin Sampson, Neil LaFleur, Kip Stevens, Dean Appleton, Mark Westwood, Steve Hansford, David Ayers, Russell Davis, Max Borre, Jack Ashton, and Christian Brown. All of them did not finish. I believe 21st to 26 are not going to be included in the wheel, and those people were involved in a few incidents as well.
You are absolutely right. So Mark Westwood is the last car eligible for the reverse grid. So let's bring the wheel on your screen. Here it is. Hopefully for you as well. Yes, so as per usual, each number corresponds to the number of cars that will be reversed. -1 is the full grid -1. -2, -3, -4 will be a full reverse, which in this case will be, of course, 20. So we have actually 4 chances of having a 20 car reverse. Let's roll it. And of course we have a very small, the second smallest reverse possible. It's going to be only 8, and this means that we have to scroll all the way up. Matthew Emery will start from pole position, the privateer, in front of the result clothing duo of Jones and Hardy, then Sharp and Malcolm will round up your top 5. So, well, those drivers who had a bad race 1, Austin, will have the work cut out for them in race 2.
Yeah, it's going to look like the front pack is going to stay in the front pack for the next race. And hopefully we're going to have a clean race as it was. But knowing the scope of these things, it gets worse and worse as gets much more ambitious. But second race should be as close as we can. Definitely that hairpin incident was the deciding factor in this massive 4-pack 4-car battle up at the front. But we're looking for an 8-car battle next race. Stay tuned for more action here from Snetterton.
Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail. Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
And welcome back to the BSR MX5 Monday Cup Race 2 here at Snetterton. 300 to lay out, a 4.74 kilometer race. The wheels spun 8, and here is your starting grid. Pretty much similar to the starting thing, only going up to 8 since the reel hit 8. And Matthew Emery starts on pole, followed by Craig Jones, Carl Hardy, Ben Sharp, Scott Malcolm, Charles Kellyman, Tyler Maxon, and Carl Jacqueline. They're followed by Dick Berry, Dale Bedison, Max Wright, Andy Maxwell, John Moore, Alan Toon, Martin Sampson, Neil Lefleury, Dean Appleton, Mark Westwood, Steve Hansford, David Ayers, Steve Hansford, oh wait, I've already said that, Russell Davis, Wouter van Essen, Dan Blake, and Kip Stevens. I know it says Jenny Tools, that's actually Kip Stevens, he's just playing a joke on us. Thanks, Kip.
Fool me once, shame on me, no? No, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me, no? He fooled us in the few rounds ago, not this time.
he fooled a few drivers in the warm-up session. They were very confused on who it was. But pace cars off, they're all lined up in a much tighter pack than the first race as the green lights go on, and we're going racing already here at Snetterton. And immediately off the start, look at the 24 of Ben Sharp looking to the outside. Oh, there goes Lefleury! Back onto the track, and he clips another car. That was the 666 of David Ayers. There's another car spun around. That is Mark Westwood as well, and I believe Max Wright also got caught up into it.
A big mess that we will show you as soon as we can, as the drivers are heading for the hairpin, and everyone jostling for position. Craig Jones defending from Ben Shaw. That was a big hit for. There was one car stuck in the middle of the front stretch with, missing one wheel.
That was Lefleury.
No, there was another car. I think it was Westwood or Appleton. It was a white car that hit Lefleury while he was spinning. And
oh, that was David Ayers.
You sure? Because David Ayers is
Ayers clipped him.
I remember seeing a car with like no bonnet and lots of parts missing. Let's see. This is a bit too late.
This is Appleton. Here we go, back on the start, looking at Lefleury. Lefleury is in that Sherbert color car.
There was another wreck. There was another wreck
behind him. And
yeah.
That was Alan Toon, I believe, who
you
was
are
the
right.
one going slow that caused that off.
So there was another crash. Maybe it involved Dean Appleton. Let's see.
On the brakes. Alan Toon going slow. He had to brake in the car in front.
Yeah. Westwood as well involved in that. So Okay, we have had a clearer picture. Now we shall go back live with Ben Sharp running through the daisies. Matthew Emery enjoying a nice run through the track with the two result clothing cars of Craig Jones and Carl Hardy following him closely as Tyler Maxson goes a bit wide. Malcolm in 5th, and then Jacolet Kellyman and Bennison.
Yeah, they're going 2 by 2 right now, and here comes Jacolet looking up to the inside. Gonna try to scare him off heading into turn 1, but he's gonna back off a lot because you do have to brake for turn 1. It's not a clear lift off, push in type run, but oh, a little defensive going up into the hairpin right now. Up ahead, I believe that is Craig Jones defending his spot as we're heading into the Wilson hairpin. We're all making a move. Here comes Tyler Barrel Maxon looking up to the inside of Carl Hardy. Try to scare some sense into him, but also John Moore getting overtaken by Ben Sharp up off to the inside. That's a spot where you rarely see any overtakes.
Oh, look at Maxon. Nice move there on Hardy. And up to... Oh, Malcolm is around. Maybe.
No, up, sideways.
People
sideways.
Taking evading action as they head into Hamilton. As you can see, Malcolm very, very diligently waiting, and Dale Bennison with basically the same mistake. And he's pointing in the wrong...
different corner.
Yeah, pointing in the wrong direction and making the groundskeeper very, very upset because he's ruining the beautiful English grass that we have here. At the same time, Mick Barry is going very, very, very slowly.
Yeah, I don't think he got the best run coming out of Williams. Might have had something there, but he's going about a whole 3 miles slower than everybody else right there. As they're heading into, out of the bridge turn, heading into Bombshell. It got very tricky as Russell Davis goes wide.
Back in his right livery, which I'm happy to say that we have sorted between the races. At the same time, Maxon looking to move into second place.
Maxon gonna try to go for 2 seconds in a row, try to chase down Matthew Emery. But Tyler Maxon has got his front nose in there and will show up as second on our screen. He's got the lead, but I don't think about track position heading into this corner, and he's going a bit wider. Tyler Maxon messaged me before that. He's going to be way more aggressive this race, which is surprising. As they're heading into the hairpin right now, Maxon leads off this group for second and leads it with authority as Craig Jones, Carl Hardy, and Carl Jacolet have joined the party with them.
Yeah, long snake of cars, and it's really helping Emery. Remember, we are switching for race 2 and race 3 to lap certain finishes. 7 laps, we are in lap number 3, so almost halfway through, even though it's very, very long lap
Maxon
around
goes
here.
deep.
Ooh, sideways.
Maxon went deep. Go a little bit of oversteer as he went to snatch in. Go for the switchback and absolutely obliterate the corner once again. I must say, Tyler Maxon is a professional MX5 driver in real life, so as experience with his cars, he gets rear-ended by Jones. Jones not happy about that. Jones actually goes off track and loses position to Carl Jacolet and Carl Hardy. And it looks like he's going to lose another position as he's heading into Williams. That is unfortunate for Craig Jones right there.
He almost collected Charles Kellyman. Let's get a replay of what just happened.
So there's the tap. And he just understeered it right into the gravel. Wanted to keep it out of the cars, clip the Williams side, had to turn in. Just turning in the dirt is not a good idea as he falls down to 6. Back to Tyler Maxon, Hardy, and Jacolet for the battle for second right now. And to chase down the leader of Matthew Emery. But Matthew, he was one of the guys that was involved in that hairpin crash last race, right?
Was he?
I think he was affected in a way. That's why he's down there, because he has the pace of Maxon, Hardy, and Jacolet in there. But he has a commanding gap of 4 seconds.
Yeah, very, very good run so far from him. And now Jacolette trying to put some pressure onto Carl Hardy as they head for the hairpin once again. David Ayres lagging in and out. Now he's back on our screens, which is good. We don't want to lose any other drivers as we are heading into Hamilton once again after the Agostini corner, which I think is named after the legendary Italian motorcycle multiple times world champion.
Oh, here comes Hardy on the back end of Maxon as they head into this long corner, and Maxon gets tapped again in the back. This time it's Carl Hardy doing the tapping, and around the outside is Carl Jacqueline as they head into Hamilton. Side by side, what a move by Jacqueline, but Jacqueline gets pushed off the track. He rejoins back in there, back in fourth place, but Carl Hardy going a little, not really given the space, as a few drivers would say angrily, as there's a problem with Van Essen. But I don't want to switch away from this great battle. Whoa, David Ayres going slow.
Yeah.
And here comes Carl Jacqueline on Hardy. Jacqueline up onto the inside, coming up into bridge corner. This is that tricky braking zone that we must say. You must tap on the brakes, let go, then press hard on the brakes right here, and clean move up on the inside by Carl Jacqueline.
Beautiful stuff by all these drivers. Really driving nicely and showing how to take this corner. Mick Barry.
To the pack.
Yeah, Mick Barry under big pressure from Russell Davis, who was unlucky in race 1, and now back to his regular livery for race 2, and seemed like getting tons more of speed thanks to this return. I mean, it was an issue with trading paints, of course, but he is one of the best liveries on the field, a unique one at that, so it's always nice to have him on our screens. As I jinxed him, more or less, as he goes wide, and now under pressure from John Moore behind him in the battle for P11. Also Scott Malcolm trying to make a comeback and trying to pass Alan Toon and Steve Hansford 3 wide.
You're 2 for 2 today on driver curses. But this is a great battle. Alan Toon at the back end of this little diamond formation. They're going to go side by side. Well, it looks like it's going to be side by side, but a big braking move by Hansford holding up Alan Toon right there. He's not going to be happy about that as they head into the hairpin. That is a fast corner. You don't brake that hard. But they're all going to be sorted out right there. They continue on into the infield.
Oh, Maxon going a bit wide, just as we switch the cameras, but seems to be able to keep the gap on Jacolette. But Matthew Emery certainly looking very, very good. He had a 208.1 in his last lap, whilst Maxon 209.2, 209.5 for Jacolette. So he is pushing super hard. Clearly one of the fastest cars on the track, even faster than Kip Stevens and Dan Blake. So fantastic drive so far for the privateer, looking for the race victory as Jacolette is fancying his chances to go past Tyler Maxon, but so far he has to stay put and remain in third place as we are about to enter the penultimate lap of this second race of the evening here from Snetterton.
Must shout out Max, right? He does have the fastest car on track, setting a 2:07.55 last time. No, that is his best, not his last, but he is currently one of the fastest guys on track. We're going back to the battle for a second. A little bit more spread out. Maxon leaning out Jacqueline. These two are back on the podium for another race. As Mikey Key says, do you miss me? Yes, we do. Please come back. You could blame it all on me.
And
They head into the
new elements that we introduced the green lights at the start, a game changer, I know, but since this series is primarily raced by British drivers and also completed by a proud American like you, miles per hour in the speedometer making their debut in this round. Are you happy?
Superior speed measuring device. Yes, miles per hour is superior. Don't at me. But yeah, I'm certainly okay with the miles per hour it showing up. It's the temperature that drives me nuts.
I could have
Tyler Maxson
updated that
breaking.
as well, but I thought that is a bit too much, in my opinion.
Tyler Maxson breaking a little bit early as Carl Jacquelet gains a lot of time as he shoots up a big plume of dirt into Carl Jacquelet's radiator right there. Carl Jacquelet's got the draft on as we're looking back from Tyler Maxson. That year one sponsored car going up around the outside. They're going to go side by side down the Bentley straight, but Tyler Maxson's not going to give it up. He's told me that he hates this car once more. And he almost does another barrel roll once more. Goes two-wheeling onto the outside as he gets overtaken by Kellyman right there as they approach bomb hole. Now here comes Kellyman around the outside of Carl Jacquelet, but Tyler Maxson's not through with him as well as they go through Coram.
I think it's Carlardi. Kellyman is the fourth car in this train, waiting and waiting. But yeah, the excitement
There's
is
cars close together. It's crazy, I know.
I agree with you. It's very, very tough. White flag in the air. Sale la Blanca.
One more lap and one more great battle. Here we go in race 2. Look at Kellyman looking in on Maxson. I think he's just looking for some clean air and not wanting to get caught up in this, because this is utter nuts. What's happening for the podium right here? They're going side by side. Ben Sharp and Craig Jones. Tyler Maxson once again around the outside in the hairpin. A little bit of back wheel action as he's drifting around the corner and stays in fourth. But now here comes Kellyman challenging it for 5th. Looks like he had a run. I think he's backed off. Here comes Kellyman. Big jump into that corner. Tyler's being a bit aggressive on the throttle and brakes, using all the track that he can. I think he's frustrated with himself as he really wants to be a part of that podium fight. As Jacqueline and Hardy are approaching some lapped cars that are having their own battle in the back. This might get interesting.
Yeah, it's Appleton and Westwood fighting just in front of these guys. And maybe this will be a little bit of help that Jacqueline needs with the slipstream in order to defend from a very, 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 very close Carlardi.
Oh, they both go extremely wide. Follow the leader has happened. That's going to be great in Tyler Maxson's eyes, and I think this is going to play great into Tyler Maxson because this is going to cause chaos heading into this corner. Carl Jacqueline approaching Appleton right there. He's going to be going at their speed as they're all being bunched up. It's like a traffic jam. Tyler Maxson's back in the fight. Tyler Maxson might try something on Carl Hardy coming up through bomb hole. Tyler Maxson around the outside as they approach Coram. It's all going to be decided at Murray's corner. This is extremely close racing for 2nd and 3rd as Matt Emery takes a deciding win. Please switch it back. Maxson's dropped it off. There's a car off into the infield right there. Kellyman has sniped Maxson right there as they race it to the line. Carl Jacquelet takes 2nd. Carl Hardy takes 3rd. Kellyman takes 4th, and Maxson falls into 5th. I really want to see what's happened at Murray's corner.
Absolutely. Replay is coming your way very soon. The moment I find... Yes, here we go. So this is the, you know, the traffic jam at the chicane. Little bit of a, traffic jam, and then they were heading into bomb hole. Then we had to switch. That is Mark Westwood, I think, going slowly.
Yeah, so that was him. So I'm gonna keep it on Carl Hardy since he stayed in that spot. Tyler Maxson looks like he got to the back end of him as they ran onto the curbs. Carl Jacquelet might have turned Westwood in there, but the curbs killing Tyler Maxson. But great move by Kellyman, staying in the back and taking 3rd at the end.
Let's see what
taking
happened.
4th.
I think Westwood got very, very out of sorts coming out of the final corner. Maybe was looking in the mirror not to, disturb the opponents. So there was no contact there, but then he disappears and he reappears pointing in the wrong direction. So I think he didn't want to maybe he sacrificed himself, by turning the wheel on the left. He didn't want to bounce back onto the racing line. I think, at least, that's what we can imagine, given that he disappeared and then reappeared, pointing in the opposite direction, heading for the fences. And now, with everyone home safe and sound, here we go with the race results for race 2.
Here are your results after I just got a... Never mind. Here are your results. Matthew Emery takes the win, followed by Carl Jacqueline, Carl Hardy, Charles Kellyman, Tyler Maxon, Ben Sharp, Craig Jones, Andy Maxwell, Dan Blake, Max Wright, Russell Davis, Scott Malcolm, Vuta Van Essen, Dale Benison, Dick Berry, Steve Hansford, John Moore, Kip Stevens, Alan Toon, Dean Appleton, Mark Westwood, David Ayers, Martin Sampson, and Neil Le Ferre after that lap 1 incident. And we're going to have 20 cars once again eligible for the wheel.
Absolutely. Neil actually asked us in the pause between race 1 and race 2 that he's not to say his name in a French way, which is understandable. I watched too much.
I'm American. I can't help it.
I watched too much. Okay, a lot of French Canadian players. So, but yeah, I will do my best in race 3, and surely Austin will do the same. Okay, so once again, 20 cars, like you were saying earlier, eligible for the reverse. Let's bring up the wheel. There it is, still stopped on the 8th of race 1. Let's roll it. Well, we are not in for big reverses tonight. It's going to be only, quote-unquote, 12. So 12 cars reversed. Pole position for the winner of race 1 last week, in a very exciting fashion, I might add, Scott Malcolm. So he gets the pole position. Second will be Russell Davis, then Max Wright. Andy Maxwell and Craig Jones will round up your top 5 if we ignore Dan Blake being a pro driver. So once again, not the biggest of reverses, but not even a small one, mid-sized reverse, I think. And as per usual, race 3 is where these drivers forget about everything, Austin. They send it, they want to go home happy, but most of the times you go home a little bit pissed off.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting race 3. I'm going to let you do the outro right now.
Awesome, thank you. Well, getting ready for this race, of course, remember, during the break you can switch to the iRacing Esports Network, where you can find the World GT Enduro round from Belle Isle that is being broadcast on the iRacing Esports Network by us at Apex Racing TV. So while we are on a break, we'll be back in 50 minutes time, more or less. Yes, enjoy World GT, and then we shall be back for the final race of the night. Don't go away.
Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
Howdy, 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 everybody, and welcome back to Race 3 of the BSR MX5 Monday Cup. We're under the lights, it's nighttime, and here is your starting grid for Race 3. Scott Malcolm starts off out front with Russell Davis joining him on the front row, followed by Max Wright, Andy Maxwell, Craig Jones, Ben Sharp, Tyler Maxson, Charles Kellyman, Carl Hardy, Carl Jacqueline, Dale Bennison, Michael Berry, Steve Hansford, John Moore, Kip Stevens, Altitude, Dean Appleton, Mark Westwood, Martin Sampson, Neil Lefrey, Dan Blake, Woodavetta Essen, and Matthew Emery. Had a request not to say the French name. I have failed you. I am sorry.
So let's see how this one goes with Malcolm and Davis on the front row. Night race.
Night race, night livery. Okay, my trading paints has failed. So Porsche safety car pulls off. They're all lined up and ready to go for one final time under the lights. It's green flag racing here in Snetterton for the BSR MX5 Cup, and a great start by Scott Malcolm. And a clean start for everyone else. No one really checked up on there as they're going 3 wide headed into turn 1. That's not really going to work out. A little bit of braking happening back in the midfield, but everyone has made it through turn 1 cleanly, as I immediately hear crashing right behind us.
Jacqueline and Maxwell, some door banging there, but apart from that, everything seems fine. It's a bit like Indianapolis in the sense that it's not really night. There's still some light coming on, and you see that's why it looks like we don't have that scary effect, you know, of the only the headlights, you know, putting light sources on the track. It's actually looking quite nice.
Yeah, this is very nice racing and very nice driving as Carl Hardy and Russell Davis racing side by side as woo, coming out of that hairpin was very, very crazy as they went off track. Checking up at Ben Sharp and Tyler Maxson. Maxson dancing around Ben Sharp as they're approaching Williams and down into the Bentley straight. Maxson is going to have a great run. He goes wide. Sharp cuts that corner, and he's just going to give that position to him. I think Sharp, yeah, Sharp has some kind of problem because he also let Hardy go off.
Maybe a slowdown there. It's very easy to get a slowdown. I'm surprised we didn't see more slowdowns there in the corner that brings us on the straight, on the backstretch. Sharp losing, you know, slowdown in the first few laps is usually a disaster. Scott Malcolm, at the same time, is really pulling away from the rest of the field. Mark Westwood has towed back to the pits. Oh!
Oh my goodness!
We missed this, probably.
Yeah, that's coming out of Williams' corner. We switch to the replay on board with Neil. As there's Altitude, he's the one who spun it first, and yeah, that's going to do it if you're just parked in the middle of the track. So Altitude causing the pile up of Century. There was another car off right there. That was Wouter Essen.
Yeah, pro driver, I think. Yeah, absolutely. You are absolutely right. Maxon, dive bomb. Will it work? It will, apparently.
Oh. Tyler Barrel Maxson. Rename that to Tyler Dive Bomb Maxson. But he's getting sent up the inside. And he's actually defending that. And Craig Jones spun up on the inside. Tyler not leaving any space, not letting up any kind of gap or any sort of overtaking opportunity, and defends that one a little bit too aggressively as Russell Davis and Carl Jacqueline are battling out. Carl Jacqueline sends it up to the inside and sneaks around it for that overtake. And now Ben Sharp also in this fight as they fly through Hamilton. Russell Davis all over the track in that wonderful livery right there. Ben Sharp all over his tail end. Don't get a slowdown right here, because that will be disastrous for you, and I don't think he's got one right there as they head down the Bentley straight.
Here comes
Those
Sharp.
lights. Now Sharp's going to set it up the inside or set up an overtake right here. He's going to set it up. He's going to flow it in, and he despawns. But he gets the overtake cleanly as Russell Davis now under pressure by Andy Maxwell.
Look at that. You see the sun is still up in the sky, but it's so cloudy as Jacolette and Davis go for a ride.
Oh,
gives us this very
Davis
nice
went
lighting
a little
situation.
bit wide. On that exit, Davis did not get the speed that he needed. He actually ran into the grass, and that is going to play well in Andy Maxwell's hands as Carl Jacqueline is the fastest car on track with that 2:08.300.
Yeah, despite going very, very wide in the final corner, he set the fastest lap of the race. Now Max Wright pits it.
Max Wright. Michael Emery.
And now Michael, yeah, so certainly of course, lap 2 is where the cars can really start pushing, tires get into temperature. But, once again, Scott Malcolm is enjoying a very, very, very nice run there at the front. Mistake-free so far, hopefully I don't jinx him.
You're 2 for 2 today, so
yeah.
Want to roll the dice, go ahead.
No, looking to pull away, you know, he's got Maxon behind him and Hardy. Last lap was quicker for Malcolm than Maxon, but let's see this time around with, you know, clean track how much will Maxon be able to push. Speaking of Maxon, involved in that contact with him was Greg Jones, and he's coming back up the field now in P9, so certainly looking to get back at least in top 5. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of a bent front right fender, but Tyler Maxon under pressure by all 3 of these cars. Carl Jacqueline and Carl Hardy both have thought the same thing, but Carl Jacqueline gets it to the back end of Carl Hardy, and also Ben Sharp gets collected in that collision, and now Ben Sharp's going slow, and all 3 of them have to dive up onto the inside. Thankfully, they all get through there cleanly as they head through bomb hole right there, but that was very disastrous. Carl Hardy, the front end of that impact, I believe he had to check up just a tad bit as they all collided in with each other. And I just noticed something on Russell Davis' car. He's got that nice Apex Racing TV sponsorship on his car.
Really? Well, we'll see now.
Yeah, that front on the corners in the blue.
I think you are absolutely right. By the way, all of a sudden, as we see this battle pan out here, but we have to switch very, very quick. Oh, you are absolutely, look at that. Thank you very much, Russell. You know,
Maxon
look
has
at Maxon.
Closed in on Malcolm. Maxon's got the exit speed. Maxon and Malcolm, they're going, well, it looks like side by side. He's letting Maxon just sit behind him, and he's going to try to run it up to the end. Scott Malcolm running wide onto the curb so that Tyler Maxon, newcomer to Fury Sims, sends it up to the inside. Tyler dive bomb Maxon sends it up to the inside and takes P1. That scared me.
Yeah, that was a massive differential in speed. Either Scott was a bit too conservative or Tyler really put the dive bomb in there, but he was, you know, he had the presence of mind and the ability to keep the car on the track and not, you know, go to... Jacolette through the daisies.
Off the track.
And there goes Maxwell past him. Carlardi in trouble. Oh, great save. He's going to be massively slow, of course. And here come Jacolette and Maxwell side by side. So everything is happening right now. There's a Samson going into the barriers there at the beginning of the backstretch as we are diving into the chicane once again. So the night is, you know, catching these drivers a little bit by surprise. We are seeing some big mistakes. And let's see what happened to Martin Sampson. I saw him spin, I think, coming out of the corner before the backstretch. And then...
Yeah, heading into Williams, he got onto the curb, but I think he was just a little bit too ambitious, trying to get back on track, and yep. Getting into the grass, turning very hard is not advised, as all chaos is breaking loose out for the battle for third. Carlos Jacqueline leads off Ben Sharp. Ben Sharp ahead of Andy Maxwell. Andy Maxwell all over it, but look at Ben Sharp and Carl Jacqueline. They're going side by side heading into turn 1. Ben Sharp's got the lead of him, but they aren't giving each other any room. Ben Sharp around the outside. Carl Jacqueline hops up onto the inside curve. Now Carl Jacqueline is in 5th place. He's dropped down a lot of places, but he's going to set up to the inside into the hairpin, and Carl Jacqueline's going to power through it. What a move by Carl Jacqueline, spotting that small room, but Ben Sharp is going to stay in 3rd place. Great driving between these two.
Absolutely fantastic stuff. Jacqueline now has the inside into Agostini.
There's also behind them in that little pack of cars, Craig Jones and Kellyman went side by side, but this pack is for the battle for 3rd place, being led and fought by Ben Sharp and Carl Jacqueline. Look at Craig Jones. He's under pressure by Charles Kellyman.
So here comes Carl Hardy.
Yeah, Carl Hardy, after that incident in this exact corner, he's much straighter now, and that will help him out much coming down that straight. I believe he was going 80 miles per hour last lap down here, and everyone's doing about 120. As our lovely American miles per hour dominant measure of speed ometer shows up, and there it goes away.
Tyler Maxson, your leader, 3 seconds over Scott Malcolm. And then
now let's
third.
see. Now this happened to Maxson last time. He was leading the race, and he ran out of fuel on the very last lap last week in Charlotte as Jacqueline's going sideways in the braking zone.
Yeah, this pack here is certainly looking feisty. The chasing pack, 4th place and downwards. Look at Maxwell blocking on Jones.
So we're heading into turn 1. Jones up onto the inside of Maxwell, but Maxwell's not even going to acknowledge that he's there as they're all racing off into the distance and into the hairpin. Or do we have any sends? I don't see any, but they're racing off. Now I want to go to Tyler Maxson. He did have a bit mistakes when he's off on his own. He ran out of fuel in Charlotte. He also got killed by a chicane there where he got his infamous barrel name as Jones goes off track. And Kellyman picks up that spot as well as Wright. Kellyman a little bit desynced right there as Jones says up to the inside. Jones gets collected by Wright, and Jones is up onto the infield of that. That's going to infuriate the groundskeeper even more.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, there was a little bit of a connection glitch there, which is never ideal, of course, when you are in this kind of a situation. As the white flag is approaching on the horizon, and let's keep an eye, like you were saying, on Maxson's, because last time around when he had that fuel issue, it was Scott Malcolm who was there to profit. So let's see what happens now.
It wasn't just him. It was the first 2 guys. It was the 2 guys in the lead. Scott Malcolm comes out of nowhere to collect the win.
That was very, very exciting finish. Let's see.
Yeah,
we hope to get
of race 1.
Very exciting finish as well. But you know, that is for the show. For Tyler, of course, he must be hoping, you know, smooth sailing for the next 2 minutes and 10 seconds, more or less. As here we go, final lap of the race, Sale la Blanca.
1 lap to go. Can Tyler Maxson make his mark in the league in his 2nd entry? First race and fresh signing by Fury Sinsport Academy. Can Tyler Maxson make a spectacular debut for the team?
Sorry, the battle box was on vacation until this lap. Apologies.
It's getting very dicey. Side by side, Maxwell and Wright going side by side through the hairpin. I believe they're still side by side right now. So we're heading into this left turn. Not anymore. but they're very dicey between each other. Maxwell just going all over, but great overtake by Wright around the outside in that hairpin. We're coming out to the secondary hairpin. Kellyman looking to make some moves on the back end of Maxwell. All right, it's got a run on Jacqueline as they come in. Ooh, that was very tight, but Wright sends it up to the inside and gets past Jacqueline.
One more time on
Was
the
there
backstretch.
contact?
Yeah, I think there was a bit of contact. Absolutely.
So we're looking at the battle for fourth right now. Wright, Jacqueline, Kellyman, and Hardy. Here comes Hardy. Hardy's got the speed on both of them. Maxwell's going to defend onto the inside. Kellyman's going to go around the outside. That's not advised through here. So they're heading into the chicane braking zone. Carl's very close. Two-wheeling it goes Maxwell. He keeps his car on track. Look at Emery. Emery's just bouncing off the bumper of Kellyman. So Emery not happy with that. Emery's going to try to send it into that long right hander, but Tyler Maxson in his sixth race for BSR, first race officially entered as a Fury Simsport Academy driver. Tyler Maxson takes the win as Scott Malcolm and Ben Sharp are having a photo finish for second as 8 thousandths of a second separates them as Carl Hardy and Maxwell have a very close finish as well. So they're finishing 2 by 2 right now. There's a car going into the wall. That was Craig Jones. Looking at the bout for 13th, Barry and Davis. There's a car. Is that car on fire?
Kip Stevens. Kip Stevens has crashed.
Okay, he's messing with us.
Probably. But let's see, because it seemed like a very nice crash to show. You know, to close out the broadcast, because I think there was quite a little bit of deceleration in there.
Kip gets into the dirt, and I think, he's drove into that on purpose.
Yeah. And there goes the engine. And there is
and
the
now
race.
That.
There's a barbecue, I think, there. Is Maxon doing the donuts? Yes!
Yeah. The American flies today. The American flag flies today as some super slow-mo donuts go to Tyler Maxson of Fury Simsport Academy. Takes his first win in the BSR Amateur MX5 Series Cup. And I bet he is certainly happy about that.
So, I think that will be that for the third race, and I think we should also have on your screen the race results for race 3.
Yeah, taking the win, it's the American. Tyler Barrel Roll Maxson takes the win, followed by Scott Malcolm, Ben Sharp, Max Wright, Carl Jacqueline, Andy Maxwell, Carl Hardy, Matthew Emery, Charles Kellyman, Craig Jones, Dale Bennison, Dan Blake, Michael Berry, Russell Davis, Neil Lay, followed by Wooten Van Essen, Steve Hansen, Dean Appleton, John Moore, Alan Tu, Kip Stevens, Martin Sampson, and Mark Westwood following it up at the back of the grid. As now we wait to get the drivers into the interview room.
Absolutely. And yes, we should have straight away race 3 winner Tyler Maxson standing in with Austin Knight.
Welcome, Tyler, or should I say howdy to give the great American welcome. First win in the BSR series. How you feeling?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I knew the setup was going to be better for race 3 than it was in race 2. I didn't really have a setup for race 2, but ended up fixing it for race 3.
Well, it also was a setup and also driver position change. You had a massive dive bomb up the inside of Malcolm. What was going through your mind when you sent that?
Honestly, I'm just used to doing it in real life. I've done the crossover like that a few times, so nothing that I'm not used to. So was just having the confidence on the brakes, which I knew I had on this setup. It was just super stable into braking, so knew I was if I did send it down the inside, it was going to stick, and obviously it did.
All right. Well, congrats on your win. You had a few scary moments in the first two races. Anything you want to say about those incidents?
Yeah, they're it's definitely a racing incident on all of them, in my opinion. Really nothing that I could have done or the other driver could have done really to avoid anything differently. But it is it's racing and things happen.
All right. Well, thank you for stopping by. Anyone you want to shout out before we kick you out of here?
Yeah, definitely. Just the guys I work for Sim Sport, my team in Real Life Copa Motorsports, and yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Tyler. Congrats on the win, and we'll see you next week, right?
Yep. Maybe. Definitely the week after that, though.
I know you're moving, so that's why I wanted to ask.
Yep. Possibility for next week, but most likely won't be here, though.
All right. Marco, anything you want to say?
No, nothing else. Once again, congratulations, Tyler, for your win. And yeah, hopefully we'll have you very, very soon in the next few rounds.
Yep. Thank you.
I did see Craig Jones
Yeah,
show up in our
and then he disappeared.
channel, but then so I think he got cold feet. But that was our only interview today. It was a short one, so I think it's time to wrap it up here today. Marco, what do we have going on?
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on coming up next, which we'll also use to buy some time if Craig wants to come back. In just a few hours at midnight 45 GMT, Rick Motek Sports Car Series Season 14 Round 8 from Virginia International Raceway. So one of the landmark tracks for that particular championship. So you don't want to miss that. Then tomorrow morning 10:45 GMT is going to be the official IMSA Sports Car Championship Oceanic Strength of Field from Road America, and then later in the night at 6 GMT, the iRacing VRS GT Sprint Series Season 3 Round 8 from Mount Panorama with yours truly and Austin himself. And then we're going to have on the iRacing Esports Network at 7:15 GMT the BSR MX5 Pro Series also from Snetterton 300. This was a nice, a nice entree to what we're going to follow tomorrow. No BSRTC on Thursday, so off week for them. And also exciting news because in the next build, in 4 weeks' time, we're going to have the new TCR car, which is going to be the new car for the BSRTC next season. So absolutely buzzing for that Friday at 7 GMT, iRacing Le Mans Series from Silverstone, and then the weekend rounds up with Saturday SRA Formula 3 Series Asia from Autodromo Nazionale di Monza, so I'm very excited about that, at 13 GMT, and on Sunday we round up the proceedings for the week before starting again next Monday with the MX5 Monday Cup. And that is going to be from Zolder, remember. We are going to have Aussie Mixed and Fixed GT Development Series Round 8 live from Silverstone. So certainly, Austin, a lot to look forward to, and I'm already counting down to tomorrow night's VSR race from Mount Panorama. That's going to be very, very exciting.
Yes, the VSR series is one to always look out for, but I think it's going to be the end of today's race, as it's been a wonderful 3 races, a very action-packed 3 races, 3 different winners, 3 different races, really, and 3 wonderful types of racing. Marco, it's been a pleasure, as always, having you in the comms box. I'm Austin Knight, and I hope y'all have a great night.